Dear students, so now I'm going to discuss the new topic of Module 4A. In this video, two topics we will be discussing. One is interpreter files and another is system function. So what is interpreter file? So these files are text files that begin with a line of the form hash exclamation path name. Optional arguments will also be there. Sometimes arguments will also be there, but it is optional. So wherever you see hash exclamation and path name means you should understand it is the interpreter file and this is the text file. So you must have seen in any shell script program which we used to write earlier is the hash exclamation bin essay means this is the first line used to be there in the shell script program. So this is nothing but it is called interpreter file. The space between exclamation point and the path name is optional. The space between this exclamation mark and the path name it is optional. You can give or you cannot give. It will work in both the cases. The most common of these interpreter files begin with the line hash exclamation bin sh. The path name is normally an absolute path name since no special operations are performed on it. The path name is normally an absolute path name since no special operations are performed. So you can see that here it is absolute path name. Starting from actually the file here it is a shell we are including. But we are getting the absolute starting from the root. So here first the front slash you are seeing that is nothing but root. Then under root bin directory under bin sh is there. So that complete absolute path name you should give here in the interpreter file. No special operations are performed on it. This path we cannot use. PATH we cannot use. The recognition of these files is done within the kernel as part of processing the execute system call. So who will recognize? Kernel will recognize these interpreter files when it will be executed by execute system call, that is exec system call. So the recognition of these files is done within the kernel as part of processing the exec system call. The actual file that gets executed by the kernel is not the interpreter file, but the file specified by path name on the first line of the interpreter file. The actual file that gets executed by the kernel is not the interpreter file, but the file specified by path name on the first line of the interpreter file. So here the actual file will be executed in sh, the file name which is specified in the path name here. Okay, that is all about the interpreter file. Next topic which we are going to discuss, that is the system functions. The Unix operating system has defined the system function in Unix and it has very important role in the Unix operating system. Using the system we can give the time, date in the file itself. Its a prototype of the system is hash include stdlib.h, an integer system const char command string. Command string is nothing but the command. It is a pointer. and it is defined, this function, system function is defined in the library function stdlib.h. Next, here const char star command string. So suppose this command string is null pointer. Suppose it represents the null pointer, then it will return non-zero if a command processor is available. If the command processor is available and it represents as a null pointer, then it will return non-zero value like 1, 2, 3. And this feature determines whether the system function is supported on a given operating system. So this feature determines whether the system function is supported by the operating system. So this function, if it executes, then we can determine that whether the Unix operating system is supporting the system function or not. Under the Unix system is always available. So in the Unix operating system, the system function is always available. Because system is implemented by calling fork, execute and wait PID, there are three types of return value. So this system function can be executed by three functions. One is fork, another is execute, exec, and another is wait PID. If either the fork fails or wait PID returns an error other than EINTR. Suppose if fork fails, since fork is calling system function, and if fails, or wait PID also returns an error other than interrupt error, system returns 1 with error number set to indicate the error. So in that case, when the fork fails or wait PID returns error other than EINTR, then system returns 1 with error number set to indicate the error. If the execute fails, if the exec fails, third function is exec. If the exec fails, implying that the shell cannot be executed, it means the shell cannot execute the system function. The return value is as if the shell had executed exit 127. 127 is the exit status of the exec function. Otherwise, all the three functions fork, execute, exec and wait PID succeed, and the return value from the system is the termination status of the shell in the format specified for wait PID. So in case of all the three functions gets executed, then the return value of system is termination status of the shell. So okay, so that is all about the system function. We will wind up the video till here, and next video we will be studying the process account. Thank you.